Live from the city of Cedars, it's the Jack Henke Show. And
It's
there's
Boyd.
Jack Henke.
It's a Boyd, damn it.
It's a Boyd, not a city.
Yeah, see this Boyd. I heard it.
What is it? Just a naming thing, or is there something that makes us a burg?
Yeah, the first guy.
Okay.
What? He built a cabin on,
Okay.
on the river,
Yeah.
and there were cedars, and he's German, so he called it a burg.
Right.
Wow.
I find this
Ain't that
entire
difficult?
I find this entire history a bit sketchy, but
Well, those Germans are a little sketchy.
okay. Yeah, wow, just go to war.
Well, I got a quarter in me. I'm a quarter German. I know.
You have a
That's
quarter?
part of-
You're 25 cents German?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll take a quarter German, and
and you can keep the change.
I'll take a half for Irish.
How many dad jokes can we cram in before the credits? I don't know, but here are the credits.
Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
At the sound of the boing, it's time for the Boing Master.
Oh,
Jack
man.
Henke.
Boing Master Jack. That'd be a good name as DJ. Hey, ladies, it's time for Boing Master Jack.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
oh boy. Oh boy. Every time I hear that song, we don't give Terry Sweet enough credit. That
Let's
is,
do that.
if that doesn't, Terry Sweet is a genius. He's a musical, should be a mogul, and he's working on the mogul part of it. But-
Good. Well, good.
But he's
I want to borrow money from him.
he resides in Nashville now.
He's a Nashville boy.
Yep. So he's really something else, and he did
You
that
been
theme
back
for
in
us.
town at all lately? I haven't seen. I haven't seen
probably
here
I
nor
had-
hide.
He was here about 6 months ago. We had lunch.
Okay.
It was great.
Speaking of lunch, it's lunch with Jack. Look what we got on the menu today, Jack. This is great. What do you think?
Ooh, anything olivey. I'm not a guy.
It's like my
good.
cat threw up on a waffle. Anyway,
I was laughing yesterday. A poor soul, Annette, whom you've met, who's worked
met
with me
Annette.
for 38 years, if you can believe it.
that was amazing. What
It
a
is
trap.
amazing. Yeah, and well, I'm irresistible. So we were talking. We had an art director at one time. When he saw something that just was a terrible design, he'd say, "Oh, looks like the dog's breakfast," and we would laugh about that. It's like what, and just last week I was on a Teams call, and the guy said, "Oh, that looks terrible. It looks like dog's breakfast." And he's from Australia. I was like, "What?"
Wow, I guess that's industry jargon now.
Well,
He started it.
And they said, he goes, I guess that's an Aussie term. I'm like, no, that we had an art director here in Cedarburg that insisted on calling the dog's breakfast.
You know, it takes a lot of dog's breakfast to get to a masterpiece.
Oh. Yes, true. Look at us.
That's exactly right.
The
There
first
you go.
300 shows or so, you suck. Now you're pretty good. You're coming
Yeah, it's
along.
not too bad.
There's hope for you.
Doing
If
okay.
you were in the same thing, I'd be patting your head. Good boy. Good boy.
Hey, don't touch the bald spot.
Ah,
It's
It's
delicate
nice,
up
nice
there.
and smooth.
That's
There ain't nothing delicate about you. I'm not worried about that.
So what's on the docket today, sir?
Well, let's talk Cedarburg and what's going on. Right now we got that. They insist on calling it the plane air, and I think it's supposed to be an airplane, but it should be plane air
Yeah.
competition. All the painters around town, have you seen them?
I've seen a few around. I lean out the window and scream, "Get a job!" No,
Well, if you were, I'm always tempted to go, oh, you missed a spot. You know,
missed a spot. like they're house painters or something.
well, they're painting buildings, close enough.
True.
But it's cool to see. They're all around town. That's been pretty cool. And I think
Yeah.
is the judging this weekend, or did we already miss that? I think it's this. I think it's this.
Got to be this
coming
weekend because they
Yeah.
don't let it like fester.
And on Sunday, Oh, you and the nice words. Fester's another good one. On Sunday they have isn't it where they in the courtyard of City Hall where they have all
Yes.
them on display and you can purchase them if you would like.
Absolutely. Yep. Bring
Very,
your wallet.
very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Tonight is week 2 of the Cedarburg Art Museum Beer Garden. Tonight,
Yeah.
the entertainers are straying along,
Okay.
and the food truck, always more important, almost as important. No. Frankie's
We're
Restaurant.
lucky.
Have you ever heard of Frankie's Restaurant?
I don't know a damn thing about Frankie's. What does Frankie do?
I don't know. I'm just looking at I'll look it up. But last week that taco dude was, and they do a good job.
They're great.
People
Yeah.
line up. That's
I
a
don't
good.
I don't eat them nearly enough.
And they'll be back next week.
Oh,
Thursday,
good,
June
good, because I
12th.
missed them. Yeah, hopefully we can make that so.
They got a special event. Are you a father? I'm joking. You got like 1,800 kids by 300
Cubed.
wives.
I'm a father cubed plus 2.
Special event Saturday, June 14th for Father's Day. Gould and Jaeger.
Ooh.
And then the food truck on that is Baked and Loaded Spud Wagon. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
That sounds like a lot of starch.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You need a little starch. That's good. So that's tonight. And then this week, Friday is the kickoff of
Summer Sounds.
Summer Sounds.
That's big.
It's huge. This week they have opened with the Powerhouse Horns, and Circa 79
Oh boy.
is like the opening act, I would say.
Nice. That
I got a
sounds-
powerhouse horn, if you know what I'm saying.
You just keep your powerhouse horn to yourself.
And then next week, I love band names. Either you love them or you go, huh. But next week, it's Fantastic Cat.
Oh, nice.
It's like a band name gives you the opportunity to do something a nickname can never be given to yourself.
It's
You
true.
have to be tagged with it for it to be real. You can't say, hey, I'm Jack Henke, the Fantastic Cat. No.
Well, first off, you'd be lying.
Well, I'm not a cat. But if I started a band, I could say, I'm Jack Henke.
That's true.
Fantastic, you know what? And I might start a band just so I can do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you should call yourself something named after the ladies playing with this.
Oh, is that a torpedo stuff with hay?
Something? Yeah, these ladies are having a grand old time. So I just think that's your album cover right there.
What
Oh, here's a band name for you: Rotary Dial.
Oh, nice.
So there you go.
So there's a lot of stuff. Cedarburg is tiny, but it is. Last night there was a parade for the seniors in high school.
Yeah. All hail.
It was amazing. It was the fastest parade, not shortest.
They sprint.
Yes, the cars it was all cars, and they were zooming.
I don't think parades should be moving at like 45 miles an hour.
I disagree. I was sold. I loved it.
For your attention span, I suppose that's perfect.
I was lucky enough to be outside at Stillhouse enjoying
right
it. And all
on.
of a sudden, the parade started at 5:30, and all of a sudden, zoom, 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 zoom. We're like, holy shit! It's like Indy. And is that just us, or is that thing going by really fast? The waitress came out and goes, "Holy mackerel! They're really going fast." So we like got a holy mackerel out of it, and
I would have
That's
shaken
great.
my walker at them and said, "Slow down, you kids."
okay, I believe you. That's the sad part. And speaking of parades, this year,
Mhm.
Mr. Bob is going to be the 4th of July Grand Marshal.
Oh, nice. Well, there's a storied history of great grand marshals, and we, of course.
Maggie Dobson texted me that Mr. Bob was going to be the guy, and I said, well, we set a low bar. There's nowhere to go but up.
That's true.
No way. AJ and his family, they pulled it.
They pulled it up. Absolutely,
They
yeah.
sure did. That was
I sat it
fantastic.
out.
I know. It's a big surprise.
I was sitting on the window unit. in the window.
I held on to your screwdriver as long as I could before drinking it. And it's like, he's not showing up.
No. Mm-mm. No.
No, but
I need
that's
my satellite dish. I need my air conditioning window unit. I need my cat.
do you Are you affected when there's a Memorial Day or a Labor Day? Does that work week being a day short, does that affect the library at all?
Outside of pronunciation, clearly not. No, I think it does kind of throw us for a bit of a loop, but not terrible. We can,
No.
It's not like we're doing, gallbladder surgery or anything here. We're a house of books, so
We love I love the 3-day weekend, but then it's always like people try jamming all the shit into 4
They
days.
do. That is very true, and
That's a
we
lot of
do get
shit
a little of that.
for 4 days.
Absolutely.
So what's going on at the library this summer?
Well, on June 18th, there's a big event, a massive, huge event, and it is the book launch party for a juggernaut of a group called the Cedarburg Authors Circle, of which you can call yourself a part of. We've been trying to drum you out of the group, but it hasn't worked yet.
Drum you out of the group. You are an old man.
I am indeed.
We're gonna drum you right out of there.
We had our meeting last night, and
I know. I had the stilt, and then I had the client thing, and I was like, shit.
You were drinking. You were drinking at the stilt, which is why you were absent. I understand.
That's why I started there. Yes.
So, it was a bit of a truncated meeting, only because the theme of the meeting was,
"Yay!
You're published. Now what?"
Yeah, what's next?
And that's what we talked about a little bit. And certainly the June 18th at 6 p.m. here at the Cedarburg Public Library in the community room. Come and celebrate the brilliant authors who are within this volume that I didn't bring with me, but I can show it off here a little bit. Talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead, Jack.
I can text you a picture you took of me with it if you want.
I want that.
Okay. What is going to be the draw of the book launch? What's going to be there? Are the authors going to be there to sign copies and stuff?
We will be signing copies. We're going to do a little bit of a reading, I believe, which is kind of cool and exciting. And let's see here. I can show you what the darn thing looks like on Amazon.
Yeah, it's great because you can. At first, we were just going to do a Kindle thing, right?
Initially, I was thinking just ebook, but now you can get it in paperback and hardcover if you don't trust yourself with paperback.
Oh, and the hardcover looks cool. I mean,
it's pretty awesome. Yeah,
the graphics are nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the shitty old cover though, with the green type.
Hang on, I'll switch over. Hold tight. Here we go. There we go. Much better.
I can read
it. He's very particular. So
You're
yes.
Lucky. So you go to Amazon there, and you can either buy it hardcover,
yes,
paperback, or
True.
ebook, right?
Yep.
And you can also on Monday you're going to be getting some into the librry.
I should actually have that catalog by tomorrow, so you can check out the hardcover copy right here. Put your holds, place your holds. Little of everything for you. It's a smorgasbord of literary wonders.
Yeah.
Fiction, nonfiction.
Get a little more specific, seriously. So people know what it is. What is this? What is the Cedarburg Author Circle, and then what's this project?
So, the Author Circle started as just a little writers group, which there are no shortage of around the world and country. But I wanted to do this one different because I've been involved in a lot of writers groups, and some of them have been okay, and some of them have been miserable. And I wanted to do one that was better than both of those. I wanted to try to be great.
Yeah. And so how did you do that? Be specific. You can't just
positivity.
Say, I wanted to be.
Positivity. I came in and said right away that there's no wrong answer here. We will critique you, but we'll do it in a way that hopefully we will strive for constructive criticism. And if it's nothing that you want, if it's something you don't want to hear, then we'll stop. I mean, we won't
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it was really a concerted effort to not make people feel bad about, and I really just wanted them to write. That was it. I wanted output. That's it. Good, bad, or indifferent. We wanted, and we got lucky because we have some, by accident or whatever, we have some really good writers in that group.
Really good writers, and we have between you and our secret weapon, Carla Luna.
She's a secret weapon.
She's amazing, quite an author herself. However, she really helped what you did, Bulldog, I have to give you credit. There are writing groups everywhere, and people write. They come in the paragraph or whatever, but you gave them a reason to write, which is if you wanted to be published in a book.
Yep.
This is the thing. I mean, here's your chance. And you gave due dates, and people came through, and
they did
things that they didn't think probably they were capable of doing.
Yeah.
Because they never had to the gun to their head and said, "Let's go." So, no, it wasn't like that. But the thing is, too, so that has separated this writers group among many others. The feeling now they can all say, they are published. They have a published piece.
Without a doubt.
Yep. And I have a writing coach virtually who is an expat, a U.S. expat who lives in Barcelona. And I was telling him about this and sent him the link, and he said, "Oh, that's just fabulous. What an relatively easy win for so many people."
Yes. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. And he said, "That's just a great idea." Here's someone who teaches writing halfway around the world, and he saw the value in it. And it's just great. Now, this was just put out, you can print on demand, so you can order it from Amazon.
Absolutely.
So it's fresh. But here's the thing. The important thing to me about this is it's not a one and done. No. And you are invited. If you have a writing aspiration, you want to write, and you want to see it more than just in your own notebook, but are not quite sure of how to do that by yourself, you don't have to. You can come to the Cedarburg Author Circle, because it's going to be happening again.
Now. It's game on. We talked last night, and I said, "Okay, guys, what are you thinking about? What's your next projects?" And we kicked a whole bunch of ideas around, and nothing was set in stone last night. But by next meeting, I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do? So there was someone who was kicking around the idea of maybe we should write towards a theme for volume 2. We can, there's just a lot that, but the idea is that, almost like a school year, we're in summer break right now.
Yeah.
But every year, presumably about this time, we're going to hopefully publish a Cedarburg Author Circle volume. And the only requirement, and you don't even have to come to all the meetings, right, Jack?
What meetings? You keep moving them around. First, it's on the first Wednesday, and then you change the time. Then it's on the second or third Wednesday. Then it's on a Thursday or a Friday.
Jack used to do this to the principal too, and they'd say, "Why weren't you in school yesterday?" Well, sometimes you have like Memorial Day, and there's Christmas. I don't know when there's school.
Yeah, exactly. It just takes me right back to Napoleon. What are rules? What are laws? Words on the paper.
As long as you're writing, we're happy. And if you stop by once or twice a year, we're thrilled to see you, and that's all good. I mean, that's really what it is, though. It's just we want, much like a library, it's not like Barnes and Noble. We don't want to sell you books. We just want you to read. We need to make readers out of people. And this group is really driven to make writers out of people, not John Grisham. If you have aspirations to be John Grisham, we'll go to law school first. And number 2, it's just a matter of the act of writing that I think is very helpful.
Of course. And it's not an exclusive club. It's an inclusive club.
Yes.
So
very much so.
You've only missed the first volume if you haven't decided or you're trying to think about it. And if you join, you don't necessarily have to, if you're not interested in having something in that book, you don't.
Oh, that's okay.
Next book. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
if you just want to come and see what's going on, but there are, Cedarburg's a small place. How many people are regulars in that? How many people are in that book?
10. There are, I want to say 8 or 10. I can't remember what the actual final number is.
Including you. So,
yes.
It's not a huge group, but it's big enough so that there's a good variety of personalities and writing skills and writing interests.
There's the back 9. It's 9 authors in this particular volume, and the regulars are between 10 and 12 per meeting.
Yeah. So it's a great thing. It's if you don't read, you're functionally illiterate. You're not just reading illiterate. It's important. It's a skill. You can hate school. You can. We
fully endorse that here on the Jack Henke Show.
However, and just read throughout your life. You can teach yourself.
Yes, that's true. With a library card.
Yeah. Yep. So
some of our best writers actually were terrible in school, but spent every waking hour in their libraries. And
Yep.
can.
The more biographies I read, the more you come across these entrepreneurs who were
Yeah.
hated school or just school, but they never stop learning
Yeah.
their whole life. They never
Absolutely.
ever stop learning, and that's the key. You ain't gonna learn if you ain't gonna read. It's
You ain't, huh?
You ain't.
All right. Well, there we go. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Better than the other half.
Exactly right. So there we go. So June 18th, come on down and meet a bunch of dedicated writers. And yeah.
I have one thing: if you come and you want a drink, you got to bring your own, because the library can't be.
We do not have our booze license yet. But we'll hope for the best. There will be. I've heard a rumor that there might be cake and refreshments, though. So if you're a little peckish on June 18th between 6 and 8, pop on down, and that's okay too. We are. Well, we'd be glad to have you. And of course, we'd be glad to have you in the writers group first Wednesday of the month, unless there's something going on.
You going to do it in July and August? Are you taking a
You
break?
betcha. Yeah, you betcha. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's the news there. What do we got on the docket for the rest of the show here, Jack? A certain superhero, a Justice League member, a member of the Avengers.
Super Todd. He is super. He's former retired superintendent. Now is a mouthpiece for the family sharing, and does a hell of a job with them.
He does indeed.
And is really helpful. Is very involved in the community. But he joined us a couple weeks ago. He's going to join us for family sharing in the future, specific to family sharing. But this was for, I believe it's June 24th. Is the WILO Dairyland Tour of America's Dairyland. They're going to have the race, which is a touring race. So they come to a town or a city pre-approved, and they set up a race for one day, and they have these fabulous bike riders from all over the world come and compete in these races. And what's great, well, that's great. That's really cool to see if you've never seen it. You can see it up close, and it's going to be right downtown Cedarburg on June 24th. The other thing that's great about it is that they don't just have professional races. They have where there are different things throughout the day where the amateurs can ride, and you don't necessarily have to race. There's a thing where the kids,
little kids on like banana bikes twirling around. I'm not sure.
I think chaos. I think they call them pigtails because the pig is involved.
Piggly Wiggly, yeah, absolutely.
And they get ice cream afterwards. But it's last year was the first year, and we went down there, you and me, and I believe Otto Man went with us. And it was such a cool thing. Cedarburg we're lucky in that we have a lot of these festivals and things, but there's like the festival crowd, and then there's the art crowd who comes for like the plein air stuff, and then this is a completely different crowd. There's some crossover, but it's bike enthusiasts, race enthusiasts, and just people who are there. A lot of local people come to see residents where they've had enough of the festivals and they stay away from them, but for the bike race, it's such an unusual thing that they all come down. It's really cool. A great atmosphere. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. So Super Todd came to talk to us about it. He is a super salesman, is what he is. If he can get anything, that our common council doesn't pass anything, and he got this thing approved not once but 2 years in a row. That's amazing.
That is pretty cool.
That's just crazy.
He's what we used to call in the car business a closer.
He's a closer.
He's a closer. ABC, always be closing, right?
He really is. He must be. That's the thing. He's sneaky. He's smiling and happy. All of a sudden, he must come right at you.
Next thing you know, your wallet's missing.
That won't happen in Cedarburg on the 24th.
No, certainly not.
I believe it's a Tuesday night, isn't it? While you're fumbling around there, let me look it up.
Absolutely.
But it's cool. So there's all kinds of stuff happening in this little town, isn't there?
It's busy. Yeah, this is a busy summer. Stacked summer.
We're lucky in that it's a walking town too. Yeah, and so is Port Washington. Is another cool place for the downtown. Grafton's getting there.
Port's really ramping things up this summer. Holy cow!
And Saukville has Burger King. So
and me.
I love that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nothing but the best. Good things. Cool. Well, we should turn things over to Super Todd.
Let me just get the right date here. Hang on.
No, yeah. Well,
It's called the and Mel's Charities is very involved with it too.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
Yep. So it's the Velo USA Cedar Creek Classic, June 24th this year. An exhilarating bike race featuring races from 15 countries and 40 states. There are different juniors, masters, professional cycles showcase their skills on a 1.1 mile course, reaching speeds of over 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
It's it is a family thing. I mean, it really is. It's a great thing for bring your kids, and it benefits Mills Charities. So
yeah, absolutely.
And they're looking for volunteers.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, they need that. That's a thing. That's a Herculean.
There was somebody going 30 miles an hour today. I almost killed, but that was in the car.
I was just gonna say it's a good thing they're going 30 because otherwise, any less Henke would be behind them, leaning on the horn.
It's a good thing it's the new Mellow Me as the driver.
That's all I hear. Mellow you could still fuel a small town, so that's good.
Fuel and fool. That's what I'm hoping for. Yes. I'd like to fool a small town.
That's right. Cedarburg, he's our own version of the Joker. So, where's Batman when you need him? Let's turn. I think we got him. Here's Super Todd.
Also, wait. One last thing. We're doing a Mafia today at 1:15. So tune in for that on this here very channel, right? It'll go live on here with AJ.
It sure will. It looks something like that. AJ Sports Mafia gets you caught up with all the sports scene. And AJ is the man for that.
He is the man. Yep.
He knows his way around
a microphone.
That zone. Yes, absolutely.
Inspirational speaker and sports fanatic.
Absolutely. Super cool.
All right. Stop talking already.
All right. What time is you and AJ going on? Just so
1:15.
1:15. This is going to be tight. Okay. We'll see if we can cram it all in.
What are you talking about?
All right. Well, it's good. I feel like a little traffic cop today. It's all good.
Get your ass moving.
Hey, next Thursday, 11 a.m. We'll be back on this feed to to make your day or ruin your day, one way or the other. We are here for you. So take care, folks.
Shoot the button.
Take it away.
I better not do that one.
So no, don't do that one. Super Todd, here we go.
All right. We are here today with Super Todd Bugnacki. He got the nickname when he originally was the superintendent of Cedarburg schools, but he's such a super dude that the super stuck with him. He couldn't shake it. It's like stick him. So he is still Super Todd, and he's using his super gifts and energy and passions for a couple of very different projects, but also some that are woven together, and they're good things. So we are here today with Todd Bugnacki. And Todd, let's introduce yourself. Tell everybody how the hell you're doing.
Thanks, Jack. I don't know. I'll start with super. I think you put that name on me. You gave that to me. So
you earned it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Anybody who rides as fast as you do is super to me. So you got it.
That's funny. Thanks, Jack. Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to having a conversation about family sharing the bike race, and I'm a resident of Cedarburg. I walk the path often and enjoy the businesses and just the great friendliness of our community. And I'm happy to be able to move on from the superintendency, retired from the school district after 9 years, and join the team here at Family Sharing and get to enjoy the community in a different way. And
it is a different
back. And get to give back in a different way, which is just so special to me.
Yeah. What is it? Tell us about, for someone who's not familiar with Family Sharing, please tell us what the organization is and what it does, what its goals are.
Yeah, the Family Sharing is a food pantry and upscale boutique shop, and it originally started about 50 years ago as a food pantry in Cedarburg, in the basement of one of the churches there, and it has grown over the years. And we are located in Grafton now, on Overland Court, and we have an upscale boutique store, and we take donations for that, and a lot of the proceeds that are generated from the sale of the items in the store go to the food pantry and help fund the food pantry. The food pantry, we serve about 1,300 households a month. And we have young clients, if you will, because we have a program that we serve 2 breakfast meals and 2 lunch meals called Bags and Backpacks to students in schools throughout Ozaukee County. And then we also have a range of programs all the way up to delivering to senior complexes in Ozaukee County. So we're a comprehensive food pantry with about 23 partners who provide food to us so we can provide food to our clients.
Wow, I didn't know about the the kids nor going to the elderly homes. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast and lunches. That's great, man.
Yeah. So it's a bags. We call it bags in backpacks.
Bags
And so what we do is we have a volunteer group called Rise, and every Wednesday they assemble these bags, and they have 2 breakfast items and 2 lunch meals and a bunch of healthy snacks, carrots and cheese sticks and raisins and apples, and put them in these bags. And we deliver them to schools. We have volunteers who deliver them to the schools on Thursdays and Fridays.
Wow.
And the schools request, the number that they need for the week. And then in a very discreet way, the bags get handed off to the kids.
Nice.
So it's not like Todd, they come over to the PA. Todd, your food's here in the office. Come down and get it. That's not what happens.
Very cool.
It's a very discreet way that the bags get delivered to the coat hooks or to the lockers or to the book bags of the kids.
Nice.
And Ryan Olson from Piggly Wiggly is generous enough to give us the pig bags. And kids have pig bags for all reasons, art supplies, gym clothes, all kind of things. So it's done in a very respectful manner to get the food to the kids. So then when they come back to school on Monday, they can think about academics. They're not worried about their next meal.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's got to take, how many volunteers does it take just to run that one operation? That's got to take a few people.
Yeah. The bags and backpacks. So that's a good question. There's probably 4, that's 10. Yeah. It's about 15 to 20 people to run that on a weekly basis.
Man, nice.
Yeah. In the entire pantry, we have about 75 volunteers that help out on a regular basis to make it all operate.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it is a lot of people.
Here.
Super good people, Jack.
Yeah, very nice. And what's for the seniors? What do you go to the senior homes around here? Is that what you do, Todd?
Yeah, so we have 5 senior complexes that we deliver to the north of us, so up in Saukville and in Port area, and then to the south of us. Grafton included, down in Mequon and Cedarburg. And the seniors can register online, and then we pack up the meals and we deliver them to the senior complexes once a week. And we work with Portal Incorporated. And Portal has volunteers that come with us, and they, when we unpack the groceries, the adults from Portal actually take the groceries up to the apartments of the seniors at the senior complexes. And so they knock on the door, get a little interaction, a couple smiles, and it's a real touching experience for, I think, the seniors who receive the food, and also the adults from Portal who are delivering the food. And sometimes seniors are homebound because of medical reasons, or they're just challenged because some of these complexes don't have elevators. They're 3 stories high. And if you got a cane or a walker, that's hard to navigate. So we're pretty excited to be able to deliver to those seniors.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, I never knew you were a good person. I knew you were super, but I didn't know you were good. You're super good. That's really fantastic. That's really fantastic.
These programs were in place, at least the senior and the mobile pantry. They've been in place prior to my arrival. Julie had started them during COVID, and we have just expanded them. The bags and backpack program, the one that we deliver to kids in schools, when I was a superintendent, we piloted that program in one of our elementary schools. So it was during my last year as superintendent. So when I retired and came here, I had kind of inside scoop on how it would impact the kids in the school. And so it was pretty exciting to get that started across the county.
Yeah, damn. That's great. Way to go.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fun.
I started right away burrowing in on questions. What did you want to talk about with family sharing?
Well, you mentioned, a few topics. One is just the volunteers. Between the store and the pantry, we have about 150 volunteers. Sometimes it ebbs and flows, might get up to 170. And they are all from the county, from throughout the county, who come and help us run the pantry and the store. And we could not do it without the help of the volunteers. And there's a site, Jack, online. You could go in. Hey, there's Bulldog.
No, I thought you meant there's a site. And I'm like, yeah.
There's a site, right? There's a site. That's a good site.
Nothing's worse than coming to class late with the former superintendent.
Right? That's all right. Well, I'll see you after school.
I understand.
Bulldog has arrived.
Good day. Good day. How are things going?
Good. Todd was
going well.
Just telling us about how volunteers. And what was the site for again, Todd? Please.
It's you can go to, there's a site, and I don't have it in front of me, but there's a site that you can Google and figure out what a volunteer's time is worth, an hour's worth of time. And it's a statistic that's around it's throughout the country, and it varies a little bit by state. And I think it probably takes in this. There's some algorithm that they look at, the number of people who are retired, income, all that kind of stuff, and they come up with a dollar amount. And I think ours is around $32 an hour, pretty close to that. And you do the math on the number of hours that are committed to family sharing for the course of the year, it's well over $500,000. I want to say it's closer to probably $750,000 in volunteer hours that we have committed to family sharing, which is unbelievable.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Bulldog, I was just saying, there are good people in the world. Todd's found them. They're volunteering at family sharing.
I was going to say, you didn't find him here.
No. No, and you can go like this, too.
I love him. We always call him Super Todd, but what's great is the way his background is. He's more like Toddzilla. He's stomping through Cedarburg.
Right?
That's good. I like Toddzilla. That's a good one. Bulldog's a freak of horror movies.
Yeah, I love
that. So, how long have you been with family sharing now, Todd?
Yeah, so I'm in my third year here as the pantry director, Jack. Yeah, and Jeff. It's been really a pleasure to get to see a different side of the community and the county. From superintendents, you get to see one perspective, and here is another perspective that I thoroughly enjoy. The work, I'd like to think, is somewhat similar, because I always thought of myself as a superintendent who served the community, and now as a pantry director, I still feel as if I'm serving the community, just in a different capacity, and it's extremely rewarding. And one of the things I realized when I came here and started engaging with all the volunteers come here because they want to help serve as well. They want to have help address a need in our community. But there's a lot that the volunteers get out of this experience, being a volunteer. They get purpose, they get meaning, they get camaraderie, they get to build friendships with people. Now you see volunteers that are out at coffee shops, or you see them out in restaurants together. So I never really thought about what it does for the volunteer. I always was thinking what the volunteer could do for us. And now I tend to think of it as a bit more comprehensive in the work that we do as family sharing.
I've always heard I heard a great pitch for people for volunteering, and that is, if you're feeling down yourself, go volunteer somewhere for an hour or two, or do something for someone else. And you don't do, even when you think like, God, what else could go wrong? I don't have time for that. But if you make time and you do that, it just comes back to boomerangs almost immediately. You feel better, and it's something. It's a true thing. It's a real phenomenon that it really helps you. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, we offer those volunteer opportunities not only to just the regular volunteers, but corporations. We have school groups that come in. We have younger groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, different clubs, and we have some parents who call and say, hey, can I come in with my child? It's a weekend or school is out, and we absolutely welcome and open the door to all those different groups, because what you just said is what they capture. When they come here and they feel the work that they're doing and see the impact that they're going to have on a community, it's very humbling.
It's cool.
Yeah, the obvious need in this county is Stark, because what Saukville did, they just opened this massive, facility, and now Port is about to move into their facility too for food pantry. So it's people always think, it's Ozaki County. There's no. Clearly we've got a need. So yeah,
there is. We're absolutely excited to be one of 3 pantries that are serving our county. Yeah. It's almost like, if you will, like a food network, if you will.
Yeah, sure.
If I'm going to vision this out in a few years, I can see there being a great deal more collaboration and sharing of programs and sharing of resources, just to better meet the needs across the county.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Julie. That's Julie Hoover. She is the the executive director. Is that right? I don't know what the right title is, but she's been there for a while. She's an ass kicker too. She does a good job.
Yep. She's super Julie as well, and she's been here for, I want to say, 13 years perhaps. And she is the executive director and has set us on a good course. And there's a board as well, and we have a lot of committee members who are on the board who help us move that vision forward.
Great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's one of your subjects. Knowing you got to have your fingers stuck into more things than just one. So I know you have something else you wanted to talk about. Bring it on. What else do you have for us today, Todd?
He's wielding very dangerous fingers. It's like Bruce Lee. He'll end you.
Right. I love that. Yeah. Well, so here I am at Family Sharing, and one of the things I started to get involved with was the cycling here in the community, and been an avid cyclist for a number of years. And last year we had our very first Velo Cedar Creek Classic bike race on June 18th. And I'm happy to say Family Sharing was part of that experience. So we had our new truck, and we used that as a barrier on the course. And so people could see Family Sharing was supporting that event, and they donated some things in kind. And I'm excited that this year the race is back, and it's on June 24th, and Family Sharing will have an active role in that as well, with their truck being there as a barrier. And we're trying to think about what other things we could do to perhaps have a food drive or some kind of awareness campaign during that event on June 24th.
Did you say you're using the Family Sharing truck as a barrier?
Yeah. So, right. Yeah. How does that work? So, they're when you work with the city, and the city is a master at putting on festivals and events like that, ensuring everyone's safety and security. And It's no different when you have a bike race. So it's a 1.1 mile course, and there's barriers that are needed to prevent vehicles from coming onto the course. And so we had the truck last year on corner number 4, which is right over by Weasler. So it's at Western and Washington, and it was prominently placed, and it's in a lot of the photos. So we're excited that they're back.
Well, I'll tell you, Todd, I ate a lot of punchkis this year. You could actually use me as a barrier. So, and just put like a library logo on me. So I'm advertising the library. So I'm there for you.
I got a place for you. We need a barrier right on the bike path here in Bulldog.
The barrier, when the barrier resembles a Pillsbury Doughboy, it's not going to scare anybody away. It's more like,
just try it. I had fish fry on Friday. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It's going to compete with the race. The crowd's going to be over there.
Well, I know he's got a giggle like the Doughboy, so he's got that down. Jesus Christ! Yes, there you go. It's amazing. You are a miracle worker. How in the hell did you get the bike race not only once but twice through the Common Council? No one can get anything through that Common Council. You're gonna be like the new lobbyist of Cedarburg. How do we do it? We got to get Super Todd in here.
Hey, Super Todd, if you could negotiate my salary for next year, I would be awesome over at City Hall. You're my agent now. You get 15%. It's awesome.
Right. I love it. 15?
The council.
I haven't dipped a toe in that world in a while. Has it gone up? I don't know.
Well, he'd be worth it. The council is known as Dr. No, and you got him to say you got him to say yes. How did you do it?
Well, it wasn't out. Yeah, it was a team. It was a team effort. It really was. So when we went to present initially, there was a lot of work that went in for the past 3+ years in anticipation of going to the city council last year and having them approve that June 18th, 2024 race. And so it wasn't something that just like, hey, this is an idea, let's do it. There was a lot of what I say cultivation of relationships, tilling the soil that got us to there. And I think the event was a great success last year. We had a lot of positive feedback, and there were a few things, lessons learned. And we went back to city council and asked for approval. And initially they wanted me to investigate a bit more and come back to them. And I did. And they passed it 7-0. And we had a good,
it was anonymous.
It was. It was anonymous.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good. And we had a bunch of cyclists and non-cyclists who were in the audience and who spoke at the podium. And this event, although we feature cyclists, I mean, the backdrop there is that's the men's pro race, which is the highlight of the evening. And this year, Growth Design Group is back on as a sponsor for the men's pro race. That happens at 7 o'clock and goes to 8:30. So it's a 90-minute race. And the crowds were extremely thick. Most of the crowds were people who just walked down from the community or biked over from their homes. And of course, there's visitors that come with the racers. But it is an event, I like to say, it's by the community and it's for the community. Because it's not often you can have an event where you can go and not spend any money and have a professional, athletes perform right in front of you at a high caliber. So it's a pretty special event for Cedarburg, quite different from some of the other events that we offer in Cedarburg.
Yeah, definitely. Well done. That's great. What do you like? It's a big deal to pull off. Now the work has to get done. Are you looking for help? Are you looking for sponsors? Are you looking for volunteers? What do you want, Todd?
Yeah. Yes, and yes. So we could not do this alone. There's Mel's Charities is our partner in this, and Tom Stanton has been absolutely wonderful on his board and helping us make this happen. They have a huge network, and so that network has been very supportive. And all of the partnerships that he's developed have also been very supportive. Velo USA is.
You mean Wilo?
Well, Velo, Wilo, right? Wilo.
I seen it. W-I-L-O.
You make their ears hurt when you do that, Jack.
Just cool it down. All right.
Yeah, those guys are absolutely wonderful, and they are our title sponsor again this year. And they've been extremely supportive in handing out, the backpacks. If you saw that last year, they encourage their employees to come down and enjoy the race. And they themselves were there during the race. Jeff Plaster and his team, and it was extremely exciting. And we're very grateful to have those kind of partnerships because it cannot be done alone. Jack, and Bulldog. It's about last year, Daniel DeLone, he's my partner here, and we have a planning team that we established this year. We're soliciting volunteers. It'll take about 135 volunteers to make this.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
You think about every crosswalk, every intersection. We have a lot of moving parts. So, yes, we are looking for volunteers. That volunteer link, I think, was just going live like probably today, and you can find it on Mel's Charities website.
Oh, good.
Or you can go to Facebook and just type in. I know Bulldog, you like Facebook. You can go to Facebook and just type in the Velo Cedar Creek Classic, and you'll see the feed. And there you'll see all of our regular posts, and in there you'll see information on how to volunteer. And if you're interested in sponsoring, they can contact me, and my number's out there, my email's out there. It's not hard to get a hold of me.
Okay, very cool.
A little slow on the draw, but there we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep. Ann Ingham is our social media person. A shout out to Ann. She's a teacher at West Lawn, so she's taking care of all of our posts. And you can see there's a schedule that's just came out, so we're on the schedule. And the racing will start at about 10:30 in the morning and conclude at 8:30 at night, and it will just progressively get faster. And the size of the fields will get larger. And we have CG Schmidt is the sponsor of the Women's Pro Race. Piggly Wiggly is the sponsor of the Piglet Pedal. Pedal. We'll probably have about 300 plus kids out there with their pig noses in their Piggly Wiggly shirts and pedaling on the course and having a great time. And shout out to Cedar Crest. They're going to provide ice cream for them after the race. Nice. And this year, we're really excited to announce that we have Jumbotrons coming on both corners, number 1 and 2. So we're going to have live video feed down by Washington House there where the Rivoli is, and we'll have one up on corner 4, which is by Weaslers. So the idea is to kind of spread out that Washington Avenue a little bit so people don't have to necessarily just be right there at the finish. They can walk along and look at the screens and still see and hear the race live, which is pretty cool.
What a great idea.
When you're done with those Jumbotrons, I need a new TV at my house. Can I have one?
Yeah, for sure.
Star Wars in my living room is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Homestead Realty is the sponsor of those, so we're pretty
nice.
Noreen Real Estate, and that's pretty exciting to have them on board this year. So every year we're trying to reinvent and keep it fresher. You don't want to get stagnant, and so it's on a Tuesday again, which I think works well for the community for the most part, and people can come and spend the whole week because we have Summer Sound starts that Friday. Tuesday
boy.
we have the race, and then that upcoming weekend Strawberry Fest.
So Strawberry Fest
That's
is
a great
after,
weekend in Cedarburg.
Yeah. So it's after you this year, right?
Yeah.
The Strawberry Fest, yeah. I think wasn't it before you last year?
Yep. And it was last year. Yep.
Yeah, that was I remember that was a concern. Can the town
Yeah.
withhold that many? But I will tell you what. Well, it was great. A number of things. There's so many people from all over. A lot of local people, but people who don't usually come to Cedarburg for the festivals, like you said, were here. But to me, even more amazing than the athletes was the day after the race, everything was cleaned up. The city was spotless. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I want you to stop at my apartment on the way out and give it a quick go over, for God's sake. I've never seen anything like it. How did you do
I'll bring the shovel.
How'd you do that? That's a lot of work.
Whenever you talk to Jack, you should bring a shovel.
Shovel.
That's right.
You'll be shoveling something.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
That's funny. Jack, yeah, that's a great question. So it was all volunteers. And so the Tour of America's Dairyland, Toad, they have a set of volunteers that set up all the fencing and the stage and all that. And so they move from venue to venue. So they've been doing this for 16 years. And there's 11 days of racing, consecutive days. We're day 6. So they know how to set up and tear down. And so our volunteers kind of blend in with theirs because there's things we're responsible for and they're responsible for. And the city, DPW, the police department, fire department were absolutely awesome to work with. And together, this team, we were able to set it up it started at 7:30, first race at about 10:30. And we're able to tear down after the last race, which is 8:30, and be out of there by 10 o'clock. So the next morning, it should look like what you saw, Jack. Like there's leave no trace behind, and I think that helps with the city council too. That you feel like okay, we're moving on to our next event.
Oh, I thought you meant you were going to leave no trace of the city council. And I was like, oh yeah.
It's anarchy.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my God, save the queen.
Well, you know what I do. I always want to highlight the people who are who contribute to the success of this event. So last year, and we'll do it this year, we had Miko, city administrator on stage. We had the mayor. We had Pat, and of course now we'll have our Pat on stage again, and we had Maggie from the chamber on stage. Those they have networks, and it's great for them to get up and talk about what a wonderful city it is for us. And 15 countries represented in 40 states. And last year we had the German team stay in our community, and you probably saw some of those pictures out there on social media. I had some German racers stay with me. I had a buddy who also took some of the German racers, and we're hoping to get a little bit more of an international flair and have more international racers from some of those other countries stay here in Cedarburg.
Well, maybe this year we can teach them Germans how to say Vilo instead of Vilo. Get them to relearn their own language.
I mean, it's so obviously Wilo. I mean, come on. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, right. Come on.
Yes, Jack, our ambassador.
Yes, he's good. I like it.
Recall the ambassador. Anyway.
What's fun is that German team goes out to Vilo during the week leading up to the race, and Vilo puts on a picnic, and the German racers speak and talk about racing and interact with the employees there. Vilo does a wonderful job of hosting the German time. Yeah, it's super cool. So we try to make there's something there for everybody. And so you had mentioned sponsors. Certainly interested in more sponsors. This year we're happy that Newman Chevrolet is on board, and so we're going to use some of their cars as barriers. So Bulldog, right next to you, there might be a Chevy.
My carburetor doesn't work either. Having some exhaust issues. Well, good.
So we're excited to have new partnerships and sponsors on this year.
That's huge.
Yeah, excellent.
Very nice.
Yeah, great.
Very cool. Well, once again, Todd, you're not doing anything.
Yes.
You're just laying around doing it.
So to regroup, if you want to help family sharing, where Todd is the pantry director, what's the best way to get involved, whether it's through monetarily dropping things off or volunteering time?
Yeah, they can actually give me a call, and they go on our website. There's actually a link on there to volunteer if you want to. You can fill that out on our website. That's probably the easiest. And our number's on our website as well. You just go to Family Sharing. And if you call the number, my extension is 124. You'll come right to my phone and we can have a conversation.
And it's
we're always
Family
giving
Sharing
towards
Ozaki. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd.
Yep, it is. Yep. No, that's what it is. Family Sharing Ozaki. Yep.
.org. Yeah, because
there it is.
There it is.
Yep.
That's
Very nice.
great. That's
And
really
if
nice
someone wants to have
website,
a food drive, it's brand new. We just had that off the ground last year, and shout out to Lisa Valdez who made all that happen. And you can give today. So if you want to have a food drive or anything like that, you can certainly go there and get all the information you need. And look, there's Chad Curran right there donating a check from Chevy, from Newman Chevrolet.
Yeah.
We have a lot of partners here and a lot of people who make this happen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice
And if you
website.
want to get involved with the bike race, go ahead.
Todd's ready for you, man.
Yeah.
He'll take anybody.
If you want to get involved with the bike race, you reach out to me as well. You can do it through Family Sharing, or my phone number is out there, and I can give it.
I saw it on a bathroom wall.
There you go. Stilt house, or where was it?
Community gym.
Oh, dang.
But we'll get you the
What's
stilt
it
house.
take
Don't
to get
worry.
on the stilt house? All right, it takes a lot to get on that wall.
It does. No, we're all hoping one day. It's a long road. Well, Todd, you're an inspiration. Darn it.
Yeah. I know. I don't like them either.
Well, you guys are. Thanks so much for giving back to our community this way. It's great to showcase all the different, events and activities and great things we have going on in our community. So thanks to the two of you for making this happen. Really appreciate it.
Well, I have no choice. Jack yells at me if I don't show up. You know?
Got to take care of Super Todd.
Absolutely. Toddzilla.
I appreciate it.
I like Toddzilla.
Fantastic.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Todd. Have a wonderful week.
All right, guys.
And we will talk to you soon.
Always a pleasure.
You bet. Take care.
Sounds good, guys.
Yep,
Take care. All right. Bye now.
Super Todd Bugnacki.
And there are good people in Ozaki County. You say there's nobody good left in Ozaki County, Bulldog. There are good people.
Well, I mean, we're not contributing.
No,
I mean,
not one bit.
No. So no, like the headwear today. It's opening day for those of you watching later on, which you will be. All of you will be. So
what
recording this on opening day.
Isn't
home opener.
Yeah. What a cruel twist for Brewers fans. They finally get to understand what a game is all about, and the team's 0-3. I mean,
there was we're going to call it historically the New York bloodbath. What a mess!
There's a
ugly.
potential controversy with those was it torpedo bats? Is that what
they call them torpedo bats, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
I can see where there could be some controversy there. The cyclone and bat wasn't available, nor was the typhoon bat, so the torpedo is what they used.
Well, I saw a thing in sports today that said if any team that doesn't know what they were before, they'll all have them by Friday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait. I want one. I have some negative uses for it.
As usual, you do not disappoint.
No, of course not. Well, that was Super Todd. We got a bike race coming, and of course, we always have Family Sharing that has needs throughout the entire year. And even if your needs are just, I want some 45 RPM records, like the Partridge Family. They have like this amazing record collection over there now for sale. It's like 5 45s for $1 or something.
Really?
So if you're a vinyl collector, head on down.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good.
I have everything there in that little store that's attached to the pantry. So
it takes a lot of volunteers to run all of these different organizations.
Yeah,
we really are a community packed with good people that
and then there's us.
Make up for the shitheads.
Yeah.
Oh,
is there a meeting of the shitheads next week? I can't make it. I have some stuff.
You're president. How can it can't be? We can't have you.
President emeritus. I'm trying to get
emeritus.
Trying to get better. Well, you are off to do other things, and I should go do library things.
Yep. should.
Are we running? I suppose we running Dr. Ben after this.
Not
No.
Dr. Ben, but we got a good
There's
Sports Mafia. From
yeah, you
AJ
guys are rolling yesterday. I saw that. All right,
half an hour.
So,
Yeah,
Cool.
I think you can go into the archives for Dr. Ben and run, but because I don't think we've run all of them. But
yeah, I'm going to find one of the episodes where Dr. Ben
his head explodes.
Is being a proponent of donuts. It's the lost episode. It's where he debunks himself.
He debunked himself.
So there we go. Don't want to miss that, folks. All right. Fantastic. Have a good time, everybody.
All right. See ya.
Back next week for more stuff.
Good.
There we go. I'm pushing.